Raymond says, Borino, off topic here, but what are your feelings for Facebook ads versus direct mail for your farm areas? Have your budget to do one full force? Don't want to do both halfway. Good question, Raymond. I'm glad you brought it up. And unfortunately, I don't have the article. Yesterday, I found a great article that analyzed who's on Facebook. And the result was, in my area, most sellers are between the age of 45 and 65. That's the majority of the sellers. Out of those, only about 30%, if I remember the number correctly, but it was about 30% are on Facebook. 30, I think it was like 36%. So here's the problem you theoretically can run into. You're gonna miss about 2/3 of your potential leads, maybe more. Here is why. If let's just say for easy math, you have a farm of, let's say, 1,000 homes, and out of those, and again, just easy math, 500 are on Facebook, and let's say your advertising campaign totally kicks butt, and you reach 10% of those, so you're gonna hit 50. You see what I mean? See the problem now? Out of 1,000, you're gonna hit 50. And then luckily, hopefully, out of those 50, you hit 1 or 2 who wanna move. So here is my suggestion: never put all your eggs in one basket when it comes to marketing. Because some you will reach on Facebook. Some you have to go door to door. Some you will reach with direct mail. But in order for your approach to be effective, you need to deploy the channels where you have the best chance of connecting with someone. And Facebook, at least in my area, is not the only method. Again, I'm only going to hit maybe 37, 38, something like that. Less than half. And out of those, I need to make sure that my ads actually hit them, that they actually see the ad, respond to it, take action, and I can communicate with them. So don't get me wrong, I like Facebook. I think Facebook has a place in your marketing mix. I think Facebook is a great tool, but I don't think it's the answer. So for you to say, well, I can just use one, you're setting yourself up. And with that, if your budget is tight, this is going to be a tough thing to pull. And that's just with 1,000. Facebook is getting expensive. Here is why. It's become one of the only real players when it comes to online advertising. It's Google and Facebook. With the recent tightening of the privacy laws, and with Facebook making a public announcement saying, look, we don't want to annoy our people. We don't want to bombard them with marketing messages, with advertising. We want them to have a pleasant experience and see what's happening with their friends and family. You've probably seen my man Marky Mark made that announcement not that long ago. So what that means is they're going to cut back on the amount of advertising. But Facebook needs to stay profitable and increase profits. We already hit saturation in the US. It is what, about 50-some% of the United States population is on Facebook, which is fantastic, that's big, but it's not growing. On contrary, there are indicators that may go down. So how will Facebook keep increasing profits? What is the only way? If they cannot serve more ads, what's the only other way they can do it? Exactly, charge more. So the cost of ads will go up. It's already happening. It's already taking place. And if you're running Facebook ads, you're probably feeling it, you're seeing it. The effectiveness, not as great because they're not showing it as much, and the cost is going up. Facebook is not going anywhere, and it should be a viable place for you to advertise, promote your listings, and get leads. But you just have to be aware, what platform am I advertising? What are the conditions? And one of the conditions will be, it's not going to be cheap. So here's my suggestion. Instead of farming, put in place first what I call core funnels. Who is the easiest lead to convert these days? Somebody who's already in the process, somebody who I can go and find within a minute or two. How long would it take you to pull some for sale by owners from Zillow? How long would it take you to get some expireds from your MLS or from like Espresso Agent? Not that long. You have to sit there, spend a long time doing anything other than push a button, get them, go contact them. And then you can open up the channels. That means you can call them, you can email, you can text, you can mail them, and you can visit them. And now you're opening a whole bunch of channels. And that's very effective. If I can call them, if I can email, if I can text, mail, visit. Now I can add Facebook to it. I can friend them. I can run ads to them. There's a whole bunch of ways to do that. But some I will reach here, some I will reach here, some here. This will open up my possibilities. That's why it's a funnel. If I have just a drip from one source, it ain't going to be very effective. Is that helpful? Does it make sense? Yeah, John says the bubble popped. It looks like it, John. I don't know if this is short-term or long-term, but you guys have to be ready and you have to react to it. How can you help me? Here's how I can help you. I was a real estate agent for many years, as you know. And throughout my career, I struggled. At first, you know my story, I was homeless. So I figured I got to come up with some systems. I got to come up with ways to turn motivated leads into sellers quickly. And I discovered that if you work with people who are in the process already, not someone that you get door knocking or ads or whatever who says we'll be ready in a year or 2 years where they're starting the process. I didn't have 2 years to fuck around and not get paid. I didn't have that many resources to follow up with them intensely until they were ready. So I wanted somebody now. So I discovered high probability leads for sell by owners, new expireds, old expireds, sphere of influence to an extent, open house. Those were my sources. I worked those more than any other source. And I created these systems. Now I experimented, and I can tell you right now, about 60-70% of the shit I tried never worked. Like one of the things I tried with, this was with expired listings, is I had this red tube that looked like a stick of dynamite. I thought, oh, how clever, that's gonna get their attention. It was red, it had a little string sticking out, and I would put a little letter inside it. Hey, boom, your listing is dead, contact Borino, blah, 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 marketing piece. And I would deliver these, drop this off, I put a name on it. And people kind of thought it was kind of clever. It didn't work really well. It wasn't like, oh my God, I'm gonna get 20 listings out of it in the next 30 days, until somebody called cops on me. I got called, the cops came, like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? Somebody said, do you have explosives? I'm like, no, it's just the marketing. So, I tried different things. A lot of it didn't work. But what worked, I fine-tuned and put together a system for you guys so that you can save some time and money and effort, and you can just use what works. So I built a system for expireds. I can teach you how to do that. That's the Expired Plus. I built a system for FSBOs. You can do the same thing. If you feel like you have the time and you have the resources to test and try different things, what would work, fine, it's great. It'll save you a few $100 you don't have to spend with me. That's okay. But you're going to spend some money on your own to try. And it probably will be some dead ends and some trials and errors. But that's what I do. Then, once you get the system, I'll help you set it up. I'll walk you through it. There's a lot of resources. You're going to have quick guides. You have different things that I have for you guys to make sure you not only get it and sit on it, but you will actually use it. Especially now. This is a great opportunity. The FSBOs are out there. They're not selling. The expireds, big time. They're going to need your help. Now, what it requires is few things. First of all, work. It's not a magic answer. This is not like you run a magic Facebook ad and 50 people line up at your office saying, list my house. It doesn't work that way. You still need to work and hustle. If you don't mind that, I'm your guy. Systems that I have, like the FSBORINO, the Expired, and a bunch of others, have dialogues in them, but I never want you to memorize scripts. I want you to feel confident in communication. You're going to learn certain outlines, certain patterns, how to communicate with people. But it's never about memorizing a fancy script that will close them so they'll say, well, where do I sign? Doesn't work. I tried. Yes, there are some agents who can pull that off, but that was never my cup of tea. I never wanted to be manipulative. I never wanted to force people. I wanted to feel good about what I do and how I speak to people, how I treat them, because I wanted to be treated the same way. So the main difference between what I give you and what many other coaches, and there's a whole bunch of people out there, is I'm not a salesman. I don't want to be selling. I don't want to be pushy. I don't want to be closing. I also don't want to be needy. The low status, ooh, like me, please. So I'm right in the middle. That's what I do. Okay? So that's how I can help you, my good man. So yes, Jesus, there are scripts, but they're not scripts per se. Where is it? Here it is. On the coaching programs, you have scripts. There are scripts, but there are outlines. So you can stay yourself. You don't have to change into some kind of sales persona. You still know what to say, questions to ask. It's just more pleasant. Aaron says, I listed over 7 million in expireds in 2018. Well done, Mr. McPherson. Excellent. One of my students, Path member. Over 700,000 in FSBOs, all using Borino system. Over 2 million in Sphere after getting off my ass and calling them. Good for you. Which brings me to my next suggestion to you guys. Has this been helpful so far? Do you see the opportunity? Do you see how other agents do it? It's funny how, especially new agents come to me and says, Borino, you've been at this for 20 years. Tell me the secret. Like I have a guy in my area, he drives a Range Rover, he lives in a beautiful house, has income properties, he lists properties left and right. What's the secret? These are the secrets. And yes, once you have the thing going, you have some capital, you can invest in things like direct mail and Facebook. It's fine. You can grow your team, you can get an in-house sales agent, you can have a bunch of assistants, so you can scale back if you want to, or you can really grow. But to get to that point, systems, good mindset, and relentless action. That's the answer. That's the answer. And they're like, oh, they're a little disappointed. You know what I mean? These are the secrets. This is how it's done. And these are the profits you can make. Think about it. Lots of money out there. Here's the secret. 90% of the agents make less than $50,000. So that means out of all the transactions, somebody's making the money. Why not you? That's why I want to inspire you. I want to fire you up. Forget about me talking about my system. You ask about them, so I'll tell you. If you want to take the shortcut and come on board, I'd love that. But the main reason I'm here today is to give you some practical tips and inspire you. Because it's very often that feeling of it's too hard and I can't pull this off and there's not enough and sellers are assholes and listings are hard to come by and I'm not good enough. I'm here to tell you you're fine. You're ambitious, you're diligent, you want to help your clients, you can make a lot of money doing it. You just need a little help, some tools. Okay?